Okay, can you hear me correctly?
Yes, yes, yes,
Yes,
yes,
okay.
yes. Good. So
Right.
everybody,
Continue.
now everybody is there. I mean, all the three speakers at this opening session are there, so that we can start our journey today, the second day. What an adventure! Yesterday it was wonderful the whole day, and with of course at the beginning we had the difficulties of connection, etc., etc., because this is the first time we organize such important event online fully with 140 speakers and from 57 countries of the world. So traditionally the first day was organized in Paris. So yesterday it was supposed to be in Paris, and then the third day is in Le Havre. So now we are in the Université Le Havre, Normandie, and the office of the president will give a welcoming speech, and so we have three speakers for this session. First, Michaël Hauchecorne, the vice president, and then Fabien Bottini, the vice dean, and then Jean-Paul Barbiche, who was former dean, former director of Greek, and former first director of master's degree in exchange with Asia when it was founded in 1990. So now, Michaël, it's your turn. 10 minutes maximum. 10 minutes maximum.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm going to be short if there are three successive addresses that are going to be given. Hi, everyone. So it's really a pleasure for me to be here today with you online. I hope you're all doing well everywhere in the world, because it seems like there are a lot of countries present today in these, well, what we usually call troubled times. And I can say first that how much I will miss not having you all on campus today for this the conference this year. It's always one of these times of the year we always appreciate to have so many visitors from around the world on our campus. So on behalf of our president, our new president, because last year was a different president, so the new president, Pedro Lages dos Santos, and myself, it's really a pleasure to give the first welcoming word in this conference. I first have to say that I keep a very dear memory from last year, because last year it was my last academic event in 1 year now, because this conference that we held last year was already at a time in which we were discussing about what was going to happen next. So we were all hesitating between coming, not coming, organizing, not organizing. But we, in the end, maintained the event. And that was, for us, our last academic event with real people, real discussions, and an evening at the restaurant, which had not happened in 1 year. And so this is a very, very dear memory to me. And I'm looking forward to being able to reorganize that together. I'm full of hope, though. We are currently welcoming more and more students on campus, as well as colleagues, and it's for us like a rebirth after a long winter sleep here in France. So I'm hoping that it's going the right way. Now, about this conference, as always, we have a lot of visitors, a lot of guests. It's still supported as usual by the very dynamic group of students from the master program we have at the university about exchanges with Asia. And of this, I'm really glad. I know that our former colleague, Jean-Paul Barbiche, is going to say a word about the anniversary and the celebration of the 30th anniversary of this master's program, and this is very good news for us. This, from what I read on the program, this conference is full of promises, as always and as usual. to be truly honest, I'd never heard before about this first conference of the non-aligned movement. And every year for me, it's a one way to discover new facts and new episodes about this movement. So Belgrade is one of them for me, and I hope I'm not going to say something stupid about it, because I only discovered about it last week and read as much as I could about it. But what struck me the most about it is the fact that the whole point was about getting a voice, getting a say in the construction of a new world post-war, but still amidst another war at the time, the Cold War, post-colonial. Everything was getting a voice, getting a say in this. And to me, this is particularly striking, particularly relevant at the time we're currently experiencing as well. It then brought me to draw a parallel with what I'm reading every day in the press about, for instance, nowadays, the access to the vaccine and how some countries struggle getting a voice in the world about such issues, and as important issues as the health of millions of people. So if this conference can discuss ways of improving intercultural discussions, intercultural options for improving the world, I'm really glad this can be held at the Université du Havre, Normandie. So what I would like to say is that I wish you all very interesting conferences, sessions, and discussions in this conference. Of course, we'll really miss all of these chats and meetings that we had in between the sessions, but I'm convinced that Darwis, who is always full of dynamism, will find ways to maintain the contacts that he can have on regular conferences in Le Havre. And of course, I would like to finish saying that I'm very much looking forward to meeting you next year on campus for the next event that is going to be held. So have a great day and a very interesting conference. And well, wishing you the most. Thanks to the students as well. I can see now that I've put the whole screen full of the names present. I can see there are so many visitors, so many people who usually attend the conference. I'm glad to see you online, and it's nice to have some pictures. So hi to my Indonesian friends, colleagues from India, colleagues from people I've met around the world. So I'm really glad to see you online. It's fun to have you like this as a mosaic of faces. So have a great day. Thanks a lot, and good luck for this conference, Darwis.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, Fabien Bottini, are you ready?
I'm ready, Darwis.
Yes, please. Vice Dean of the Faculty of International Affairs.
Thank you, Darwis. Dear Vice President, dear representatives of partner institutions, dear members of the organizing committee, dear participants to the conference, dear colleagues, dear students, it would have been a great pleasure to physically welcome you at the Faculty of International Affairs in Le Havre for the second day of this conference about the rise of Asia. Due to the health crisis, it's not possible this year, and I deeply regret it for those who don't know Le Havre, and even more for those who already know it. But safety first. And as it is now a traditional and awaited yearly appointment, I hope, as the Vice President just said, that you'll be able to come next year, all of you. Each year, this conference indeed gives us the opportunity to discuss all together many different topics related to the relation between the Eastern and Western worlds. And I am really proud that our faculty can host these scientific debates. I am glad it gives me the occasion to see again my colleagues, Jean-Paul Barbiche, former dean, and Pierre-Bruno Ruffini, former president of Le Havre University, as I am glad to meet new colleagues from all over the world. This year, you'll study a very key question of the nowadays international relationship. 60 years after Belgrade, what non-alignment in a multipolar world and for a global future? Is it even possible at the time of continental states or states continent to have non-alignment? I have no doubt that your work will give us some very interesting answers. It's especially true given your angle of attack, since you'll discuss as different topics as assessment of NAME 60 years on from Hessian perspective, information, communication, technology, media, cultures, identities, ideologies, business with Hessia, geopolitics, globalization, regionalization, even gender and women issues. Maybe for the general public, these subjects are apparently not related, but I know you chose wisely as they're in real all connected. So I address my sincere congrats to the member of the organizing committee as they did succeed to gather 140 participants from 57 countries to treat
speakers, not participant more than 300.
Oh, okay. So
those are the speakers and non-speakers.
Even more impressive. And all these people are coming from Japan to Canada, over 35 sessions. So it's very, very impressive. And I am thankful to all the speakers for their presence. During these 2 days, Le Havre will be, in a way, at the center of our world. And as a Vice Dean of Le Havre University Faculty of International Affairs, I can only be glad about it. As a lawyer, specialist in business law, I look into your work with a real interest because I'm sure that it will be a source of inspiration for my own researches. It is indeed not possible nowadays to study the matter without knowledge of the Western world business with Asia. Partly because globalization slowly leads to the build of a global law, which rules are now partly inspired by Asian feedbacks. Chinese law, Korean law, Indian law, Indonesian law, Japan laws, Nemo laws. I'm so sorry if I have not the time to quote all the Asian countries whose laws have become a source of inspiration for the French Parliament, but the main idea is that all Asian countries are nowadays scrutinized when such scrutiny is necessary to lead some sensitive economics reform. It's the same in the other Western countries and even at the international level. That's why I said that Asia is nowadays a source of inspiration for the global law too, and why I find a real interest in your work. To conclude, because I don't want to steal from your precious time, let me once again, and it will be the last I promise, welcome you on our servers and wish you a rich and pleasant debates before having the pleasure to meet you in Le Havre next year. Thank you for your attention and good work.
Thank you. So now the third, former dean, former director of Greek. Greek is the research laboratory on identities and culture, to which I belong. And Jean-Paul Barbiche is the founder and director of Greek, former dean, but before being dean, he was the first director of master's degree in exchange with Asia when it was founded in 1990. So maybe, Jean-Paul, you can tell us a little bit. And this year, it is the 30th anniversary of this master's degree in exchange with Asia.
Yes, can you hear me? You can hear me, Darwis?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Mr. President and Vice President, Mr. Dean and Vice Dean, dear Darwis, dear guests and colleagues, worldwide, 300 participants, I understand, 150 speakers from Japan to Canada. This is very impressive. And dear students, it is my great pleasure to be present among you for the opening of this 2021 session of the Rise of Asia, to which Dr. Khudori has invited me. I am all the more honored as this year is celebrated the 30th anniversary of this Exchange with Asia degree of Le Havre University. Indeed, I was the first person to be in charge of it. That was in 1991, at the request of the Dean of the time, Professor Patrice Gélard, who had been the initiator and founder, creator of the degree 1 year before. At the time, this university was still rather young. It was founded in 1984. And the creation of this degree, as you can imagine, was a daring challenge with a new and original perspective. It was the first time that Asia, as a single entity, not only any particular country or area, was targeted for Asian studies in a university, and it may still be the only one today. This is why 6 Oriental languages are taught together with the history and cultures attached to them, including some that you rarely find in similar institutions like Korean, Indo-Malay, on top of Chinese, Japanese, Russian, and also, I add to it, Arabic, which is spoken also in Asia. Among the specific demands that were introduced in the degree was the famous PIC, the PIC, collective projects, a concept which the students have to include in their syllabus to promote their degree at any level, internal, local, or even on a larger scale. This includes the Asian Week, through which the students can bring aspects of Asian cultures to the local population of Le Havre. It became, over the years, very stimulating to position this educational stream in the local economic environment. Indeed, a great number of Le Havre-based companies and businesses have developed links with Asian countries, and they have always made good partners to us. The students can definitely consider that they made the right choice by coming to Le Havre. In those distant years of the 1980s and 90s, I was also in charge of a research center, which I had founded on my arrival at the university in 1985, the Greek, which Darwis just mentioned, still very active today, I understand, working on identities and cultures. With a number of foreign languages taught in the university, 11 altogether, European and Asian, it offered a unique opportunity for both teaching and teaching staff and students to have access to a coherent research structure in direct link with the local educational offer. A number of conferences, lectures, publications, and events were made possible for the benefit of all. Among the many visitors that came here to share our work and collaborate in the training of the students, I would like to mention the help we received from the embassies of the countries for which our students were preparing their professional careers. A great moment was in 2001, when the 10 ambassadors of the ASEAN group countries came here here in Le Havre to celebrate the 10th anniversary of this degree as a recognition for the good work we were doing in academic Asian specialities. In the same year, having been elected dean and succeeded Professor Gélard and also another colleague, Professor Le Breton, Dr. Khudori became director of the degree and has remained in this position since. A very good one, very good director.
Sorry, Jean-Paul, may I interrupt you?
Yes.
To correct.
Yes.
After you, it was Bob Shepard.
Yeah, this is true.
I took over in 2005, not after you. So go ahead.
Okay. Sorry for the mistake of date.
Yeah.
I had forgotten about Bob.
Yeah.
After these few memories of the past, a short history of the beginnings of the trade with Asia, called trade at the time, exchange with Asia today, degree. And before I leave you all to the work you have prepared for today and tomorrow and yesterday, I would like to say hello to two colleagues from that distant period that participate in the conference, Arnaud Lemarchand and Pierre-Bruno Ruffini, our former president, precisely when the 10th anniversary was celebrated and the 10 ambassadors were received. Hello to the two of you. And also I want to say hello to a former student of mine that appeared on the list, the faithful Stéphane Lédier. Hello, Stéphane. I deeply regret that we are not able to share these good moments physically, but so it is with the pandemic. I would have very much liked to meet the more recent students whom I do not know, but that will be for some other time. Let me have a thought also for all the students of this year who have helped organize this conference in spite of the great difficulties they have had to go through in their studies, their jobs, their work, their PIC, their placements, their travels, and their private life. Thank you to all of them, and see you next year, hopefully.
Thank you, Jean-Paul. So, yeah, we are 5 minutes ahead, so it's good, and we will start. Well, if you want to say something in 5 minutes, it's okay. Anybody wants to say? We have
Professor,
also former president of Le Havre University, Pierre-Bruno Ruffini, professor of economics, and he will also speak in the session today or tomorrow. Today, I think, yeah.
Yes,
on business with Asia. Yes, Pierre-Bruno, please.
Yes, hello everybody. Well, I didn't prepare any speech. Thank you for giving me the floor. I just want to congratulate you, Darwis, for those great international conferences that you have been organizing for many years now. And also, I'm quite happy to say that this master's degree is still going on very well. So we are celebrating the 30th anniversary now. It is one of the most original and attractive curricula that we have at the University of Le Havre. So I'm quite happy to say that it is so vivid and so promising for students. And well, thank you. We'll be happy to meet you again this afternoon in the session which I am involved in. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. And I remember that Pierre-Bruno Ruffini was the director of Department of International Exchange at that time. And then after that, the president of the university. And this training, master's degree in exchange with Asia, was under the Department of International Exchange. Now it's under the Department of International Management. Before it was under the Department of International Exchange. Now no more. There is no more Department of International Exchange. Still 4 minutes if you want to say something. No? Nobody? Students? So if there is nobody, then we end this opening session and we will come back at 10 o'clock. So we have around 20-minute breaks. Okay?
Okay.
So
Okay.
take your time. You can have your coffee or continuing your breakfast. And we will see you again together at 10 o'clock with
Very good.
parallel session. Yeah.